Hello, everybody. Welcome to today's live demonstration about production planning and inventory control. We'll give everyone a few minutes to filter in. There is a poll that is up. If you guys could just answer it, that'd be great. Also, this is a interactive session. So at the end, probably 15 minutes or so, we will have a section for questions. So just if you guys do have any questions, feel free to ask. You don't have to wait until the end to ask. So if during a live demonstration something comes up, feel free to ask. But we will most likely wait until the end to go over all questions. Welcome, guys. Nice to see some familiar faces and a lot of new faces as well. Let's give everyone just another minute or so for everyone to join. And for those who are just joining, there is a poll. If you guys could answer it, that would be fantastic. And again, for everyone that is just joining, there is going to be 15 minutes or so at the end for questions. So feel free just to hit the chat button, ask any question that you guys have. At any time, it's fine, but we'll most likely wait until the end of the session to ask all questions. Okay, guys, I think it's fair to say we can start. Hello, everyone. My name is Jared Hall. It's great to see everyone. Just going through the list. It's nice to see some familiar faces and also a lot of new faces. So thank you, everyone, for joining. It is great to have you guys. For the next 45 minutes, we're going to be demonstrating the powers of OpenBOM with the production planning and inventory control. So I think without any further ado, we could pass it to Pedro. He's in charge of customer success. And Pedro, I'll pass it over to you. You can start.
Okay, thank you. Thanks, Jared. Yeah, so today we're going to talk about inventory management and doing purchase orders and RFQs. You see some of those more like MRP functions that we have at OpenBOM. So I'll get started directly with a demonstration, live demonstration using my computer. Similar scenario. The scenario of this company is a company that sells bikes. So a lot of the inventory is around, this purpose. So this company scenario, they use also CAD tools. So they use SolidWorks as their CAD system. And we're going to go through the inventory and the design of, setting in production a few bikes for an existing order and understand the inventory management functions of OpenBOM. So let's start to talk about inventory. So inventory in OpenBOM, you have inventory in catalogs. So you can go into all catalogs and you can have different catalogs for different categories, different things. In this company scenario, we do have a difference from CAD items, from manufactured items, consumables. So I'll show you some of these, how they are set up, and show you some of the functions that we have available for managing inventory. So the first thing we see is that we have inventory at hand. So how many do we have in stock? So each item will have a quantity on hand that you can control and see, how many do you have available. Using simple formulas, you can also calculate anything you want. It's very Excel-like, the interface, as you can see, like you can freeze columns like Excel. You can do formulas and totals. So on this column, you can see that we have calculated a total inventory cost. Just with a simple formula, I'm going to edit that formula so you can see, like similar to Excel, you calculate quantity on hand versus cost. And then you have a total being calculated. So you have a total field being selected and you have your total inventory cost. So having these functions, even in CAD, look how you can see this information even available from your engineers to everyone. So inside like the CAD system, you can see the full complete bill of material. You can also see quantity at hand directly in CAD. And some of these can help you to make decisions, even like change management. Like if I'm going to change this part into a different component, and I can see that I have 300 of these in stock, so I might also talk to procurement to change into a new part number. After this one is you don't have so many in stock. So having this information available to engineers, to everyone, can help you to make better, fast decisions. Um, Still on formulas, look how we can also have different units of measure for example, manufactured items. So I'm going to go for a different example here where we are calculating material quantities where the length is in meters or millimeters. So on a different example here, so you understand the sort of bill of material we are extracting from SolidWorks or from CAD. We have the same material code, same like it's the raw material number, quantity is in meters, and we can calculate how many meters we have in hand. We can calculate that this is purchased in lengths of 2 meters, and how many of these do we have in stock. So you can do really interesting math just to help you calculating materials. Sometimes it's quite challenging to do with MRP software. They have to create a lot of these as children and do a lot of math outside the ERP system doing Excel. So in this example, what we are doing to calculate this is some CAD programs do have a feature to send the quantity of a material as length, for example. In this CAD system, SolidWorks, you can select that the length, the BOM quantity that you send is the length. So this is how you are getting the full quantity of material for this specific example. And then you can calculate quantity on hand, and you can consume in meters in a very easy way. So other functions when you move into engineering BOMs or CAD BOMs and more into a production or planning BOM, it's also very important that you can start filtering very quickly assembly levels that you don't want to have in your bill of material. So for example, in this case, we have the SIT is a purchase assembly where we are excluding from BOM all those components that you don't buy, you don't care. So basically, you're already sending to your BOM structure the right components right straight from CAD, right straight from the engineering bill of material. The same with some phantom assembly. So look at there is an assembly in your CAD tool that it doesn't exist physically. You don't assemble it, you don't track it, you don't have a part number for it, you don't have any routings, any operations, or you don't want to track any cost for it. So it is dissolved in CAD, and when you bring this assembly to OpenBOM, we bring the right level. So this bill of material you see here already have the right levels in terms of assemblies and sub-assemblies that you're gonna produce, assemble, track, cost. It's more closer to a planning or a production bill of material than compared to what you have, for drawing purposes only. Also, it's very advantageous that you can order your bill of materials, in a different order compared to what you receive from engineering BOMs. Like you can have this the order that you assemble or produce or manufacture. So the components at the end start painting, you start putting the lights at the end. So you can have an order that is more specific to the manufacturing process and to the manufacturing order. So having this extra tool that separates, the bill of materials from CAD, it's very useful. So let's move also into another topic, which is using cost roll-ups for sub-assemblies. It's also something we can do. For example, for the reflector of the bike, there's a few components, and the cost of each component can be rolled up to the cost of the assembly. So we have rolled up functions with roll-up totals. And with this, you can calculate the cost of assemblies just by adding all the children, all the subcomponents into it. So we have all those roll-up functions available. These functions can also be very useful if you want to do estimates on reusing previous engineered items, previous designs, previous assemblies, and do some sort of a what-if scenario. What if we add these components? What's going to be the cost of it? So let's go now through the process of ordering and making a few components for the bike, and we're gonna make an order to make this bill of material over a few quantities. So this is the top level of the bill of material. It does have a few components for the bike. So we have one road bike here. We have packaging for the bike. We also have a choice of tires for it. And we have the full bill of material from CAD there with other consumables mixed together. So this interface is it's very dynamic. Notice that you can even have multi-users collaborating over the same interface. So if I try to simulate multi-users here, you can see that they are collaborating over the same bill of material. Look at if you click on different, all those are multiple tabs. So you can have real-time collaboration over the same bill of material from different users, and they can collaborate real-time from the same bill of material. So what we're going to do next is we are going to create an order to make this top bill of material over 5. So we have an order to make 5 of this, and we're going to do a production order to do that. So it's very easy. You click on orders and you create a new one. I already created a previous one before to make 2. Now I'm going to make 5 of these units. So what OpenBOM is going to do, it's going to calculate all the quantities at hand. It's going to subtract for the quantity needed. So if you see, it's going to show you per component, per item, the quantity on hand, the quantity required, and it's going to give you the quantity gaps that you might have. So we had 4 tires in stock. We're going to need 10, so we have 6 missing. So we can order this also for per vendor, so it's easier to filter. Notice that we also manage vendors here, so you can set vendors and have different lists with different contacts, phone numbers, emails, different vendor names, and it's very easy to manage. I can show that a bit later on. So right now, what we want to do is to automate the creations of purchase orders or RFQs, requests for proposals, for all the different suppliers where we need quantities from. So we have plenty of bubble wrap. We are missing on tires. We need a few bike seats. We have a lot of bolts and washers. So let's create and update purchase orders with a command. We just click on a button, and you have purchase orders created. So I'm going to jump into that automated list. And what we have here is the suppliers that we need to order components from. They are created 2 purchase orders, one for recycled components. So we're going to check. And you can see that we have all these components missing that we can automate to do 2 things here. One, we can automate to create RFQ, request for proposal, for example. We can select a few items, and we can create a document to send to the supplier. So we could use a template. So it can be either RFQ proposal or a PO. So the templates are just normal HTML files that you can use. So you can have one for a quote, purchase order, RFQ. I'm going to select the RFQ now just as an example. And you just have to export and click export. It creates automates the creation of a document that you can send to the supplier and collaborate with him to request a price. So you can, send a few requests to different suppliers. You can also manage multiple suppliers if you want. And then if you're happy, you can then just send a PO, which we can also automate that through here, just using a different template. So we use the PO template just to do a PO to the supplier to request those components. And it's very easy. You just have to just send this through email, and you do a purchase order to request these components. So it's very easy, and it's automated, so it's very easy to do. If you have integration with other systems, in this case, QuickBooks, you could export the POs from here directly to QuickBooks, and then that goes to another system if you are using that approach. So now let's take the scenario where you receive the components back in. So the quantity received, you receive them back in stock. So they have arrived. You click on Receive PO, just there on the top. So Receive PO. And what's going to happen is the components that you receive, the quantity on hand is going to be increment with the list of items for each PO. So you could also do partial receive. So you could receive just partial. So you just could change the quantity there. And then OpenBOM would create an automatic PO for the remaining ones. So I'm not going to do that now, but you can also, I can show that if needed to update a different set of quantity received. Let's say you didn't receive the total of components. So let's do the same for the other supplier. In this example, we do have an in-house request to assemble. So some of these components are manufactured and assembled internally. So I'm going to just say that they are done and their quantity is going to be incremented. So I'm going to just say that they are done and complete. The next step is going to be to update the purchase order. So we can do updates at any time. So every time you click update order, it's gonna to see again the quantity on hand versus quantity required. So you can do this iteratively. You can do this over and over, and you can also order more. If you want to order more, you can just change the quantity and add more. If you want to say I want to request more bolts for a next order. So it's also possible to do that. In this case, what we are looking is that the quantity gap should be 0 in all levels. That's what we're looking, and that looks good. So everything is quantity gap 0. And from here, all we need to do is release this order to production. So as soon as I release to production, the quantity is going to be incremented for that PO there. So we're going to release to production, and this will going to be the result. So we're going to have the quantity on hand is going to be decremented for each item. So we're going to consume them, and then the order was also going to be marked released. When the production order or planning order is marked as received, it's going to change to read only, and you have a track of this order, to come back in the future. And everything here is read-only and frozen, including drawing links. Like if you have manufactured items with drawings, like this kit reflector, for example, is manufactured and pre-assembled and has this version CAD revision A. So if you maintain these properties in the PO, you can go back and see, what did we ship at that time? What is the precise drawing? You can go back and open revision A again. So it's frozen in time and it's read-only. If you do new orders, and you make new revisions, they will continue to update, and whatever revision was there, it's going to become frozen. So it's very easy to have a traceability and track to whatever you have created and ordered, and including drawings and drawing links that how they were at that specific time. So a bit more in inventory management features. So we talked a bit about vendors and suppliers. So we're going to just deep dive a bit more into vendors and talk about managing multiple vendors. So We have a vendors list where you can edit and manage different vendors with different numbers. So you can manage or import a list to manage different vendors. You can also have multiple suppliers per part number. So we're gonna just go back to the same catalog of SolidWorks, and we're gonna find the part that has multiple suppliers. So let's just find it and see how you can also manage multiple vendors with different prices, even different manufactured part numbers. So let's take the example of this controller board. So it has a specific cost, it has a specific supplier part number, and let's manage different suppliers with the sourcing tab. So if you go at the top, you have a sourcing option there where you can have multiple suppliers for the same component. If you change it, notice that the price, lead time, any other fields that you have, it was going to change per supplier. So should be changing part number and different costs just by changing the different supplier, and you can manage them on that new tab there. So if you click on this new tab, you can just manage different different attributes, different lead times. You can add more attributes too if you want to manage different properties. In this case, I'm just managing supplier part number, different costs, and lead times. So it's very easy to do and create different sourcing and different suppliers. So during today's presentation, we have talked about first extracting the information from CAD and be able to dissolve multiple levels that you don't want on drawing only purposes BOM. You can dissolve them or exclude them, so your production or manufacturing BOM starts to evolve. You can also start working on a production bill of material where the order is more related to manufacturing, more flat, less levels. And then we started to see also different examples, how to manage, for example, different units of measure when you consume in different units of measures. For example, if you have packaging, you are consuming each, or if you're receiving meters and you're consuming millimeters. So also managing raw materials, lengths like cables, can also be tricky. So I show you some very easy ways to calculate those quantities directly from OpenBOM. So they are calculated automatically. If you see the result of this table, the total quantities are updated there per each length of each item. So they are all calculated and can consume then quantity on hand, just consuming that unit of measure very easily. We then went through the process of creating a purchase order and seeing the automation of all purchase orders in production planning. So we went through the automation of creating purchase orders, and then we received material and we went through the release of the planning BOM when we got those components back in. So this completes my demonstration cycle. Today, I'm happy to take questions on inventory management.
Thank you, Pedro. So we do have a few questions, and guys, feel free to ask additional questions as well. I'll ask Pedro these. Pedro, the first one: can OpenBOM extract SolidWorks BOM in the same order as the feature tree?
The same order of the feature tree. So you are talking about this order there. So I believe the first order is you can drag and drop components and change the order of this in SolidWorks. I believe the order is per part number, is not the assembly tree, but I can look it up and follow up as this question. So so usually the order you can change it, you can change the order up and down. But the order is not configurable at the moment in terms of settings. It's something we can evaluate to add if that's a interesting feature to control the order of the bill of material. So I can follow up with that question as a future we can follow up on that. So it's very easy to manipulate order, and then you do have a different order, frozen in your bill of material. So
Thank you. Thank you, Pedro. Let's move on to the next one. Could you attach drawings, PDFs for each item on the PO?
Yes. So when you create, if you are creating items from CAD, then they have drawing links like this one. So if you generate the bill of material, I'm gonna just update it to the same. You're gonna open all drawings, gonna create a PDF of the item. The PDF is going to be related to the item itself, and then the item columns they will show on the PO. So they will be at the PO level. So if you go into all the different POs here, they will be, the drawing links will be available over here. So you can share this also with the supplier if you want. So if you want to share this view with suppliers, you can also evaluate to do that. You can also evaluate to share directly from the bill of material itself. So if you want to, you could also do that from here, like share the bill of material, even download everything as a zip file, export, and then you have a package with all items, like all drawings, for example. You could have the drawings and the access for laser cutting in one single package. So yeah, it's put it use there on the order, and you have the drawing links over there. Yep.
Pedro, let's go on. How do you hide items from the BOM? Is it in the configuration property manager?
So to hide items on the BOM, you have several mechanisms. So one of them is you exclude BOM directly in your CAD tool. So there are two ways of doing this. One is you multi-select, you go to properties, and you select that option over there, exclude from bill materials. So that's one way. The other way is using this flag in the assembly, where you go to configurations, you go to the configuration properties, and then you select show, hide, or promote. So child component display when used as a subassembly. If you select hide, every single channel was always going to not be part of the BOM if you hide them. If you promote, is the other setting, is creating a phantom, and you promote the children one level. So those two options, either use that one or you use the exclude from BOM option there. Did I answer your question?
Thank you, Pedro. Yes, I believe you did. Dan has a question. How can I enter non-CAD items into the BOM?
Okay. So to add non-CAD items, you can just add them directly in your bill of material. So let's go to at the bike level. Let's go to open the bike again, and let's make a change. So let's just bring it in again. So this is the blue bike. So you can add new items very easily, just add directly. So you can do a search. Let's say add a bike tire. So any sort of tools. So you can just add anything. Go to the online catalog. Yeah. So that's, I think, where the tires are. There we go. You can choose cross country or slick. And yeah, just insert into the bill of materials. So you can make changes in this interface, or you can make changes also in CAD. So it's very easy to combine non-model items, and you can see that the tie is already showing up there, the one I just inserted. So you can just create a complete digital BOM with CAD items and non-model items, just using the web interface. Here you also have features to add items, delete, make any sort of changes. Okay.
Thank you, Pedro. Okay. Does anyone else have any questions? Thank you, Dan. Can OpenBOM track the in-house part inspection process as orders are received?
So as orders are received, yeah, I might need a bit more information about your existing process. We do have the use of APIs, for example, to consume stock and receive goods from barcodes or from QR codes and scanners. So our APIs are able to update our quantities on hand and obviously our data model is flexible enough where you can add more properties that resemble your process, like if the part is quality approved. So it's possible with a flexible data model, but I need a bit more information about your process to know what you're trying to solve to give you a more straight answer.
So Dan, we will reach out to you and we can schedule another call later on to go into more detail about your use case. And Pedro, we have a question from Victoria. Most of the time, it's not the same person that creates the BOM for production planning and procurement. How can information be shared to different team members?
So you can create different views and share different bill of materials with different team members. So if you share that view, you have the ability to then even create a view for that specific person with different columns that they need to use and do. So the information is exactly the same for also all users see exactly the same bill of materials. So I'm not sure in terms of collaboration, what's the extra needs. There's more notification emails. So I probably also need a bit of more context to answer that question more precisely. So in this case, people are looking at the same information, so it updates when there are changes or revisions. So maybe the question is more related to.
Seems like Pedro is having some
Yep.
technical. Okay. Pedro, you kind of seems like you lost Wi-Fi real quick, but Victoria, just to answer your question quickly, yes, you are able to share this with anyone. As simple as adding them to your team and sharing it. You could also set certain permissions for each user as well.
Yep. Show me I'm back on.
Okay. Do you guys have any other questions? Okay, well, I would like to thank everyone for joining us. Also, if you guys do have any other questions, please feel free to reach out. We'd be happy to schedule a demo with you guys to go into greater detail about your use case. So, thank you, everyone, and also there will be a recording that is sent out shortly. Thank you, everyone, and have a great day. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.